Okay, life at Columbia. Your first thing, how did you secure a roommate at Columbia University? What was your approach? Okay, how
Mm-hmm.
did you? What was the rent, etc.? Because New York City being a very difficult, very expensive town, what
Mm-hmm.
did you do?
So the first thing I would say is make sure you get a apartment in Morningside Heights, which is the neighborhood where Columbia is located. You don't want to go too far up north because then it starts getting dangerous. So, and the first thing you need to do is keep your safety in mind because there are occasional cases of mugging in and around Columbia, especially if you go north up to Harlem. That being said, the way ended up going out and finding roommates was I reached out to you guys at Collegepond and asked you guys if you know any folks who are going to Columbia. So I believe there was like a common group chat for all the folks who got admits at Columbia. That's how I usually connect with people. I knew someone from VGTI who got into Columbia, and through him and through other friends, I found my other two roommates. And if you guys are interested, Columbia also has an off-camping housing assistance program where they help you get housing on Columbia's property. Or they also have an online website where you can essentially meet new people who you can find for potential housing. So that's how I went about finding my roommates, and it worked out for me. So good luck.
Okay, what are the cross streets for Morningside? This Morningside. What is the from in terms of streets and Amsterdam? No, what would be the cutoff as safety?
I would say 125th. Anything above
Okay.
125th, you're pushing it, and anything west of 125th and Broadway, you're pushing it. Whereas if you come down to below 120th Street, you can live between Broadway and Amsterdam, and even Riverside for that matter. That should be good.
Okay. And how
And
safe are those neighborhoods?
those are pretty safe. Riverside's pretty safe. Below 120th Street, Amsterdam is pretty decent. But the more further you start going in, it again becomes a bit shady. So do not live on the other side of Morningside Park, because if you want to get to and back from Columbia due to late nights when you're studying at the library, and believe me, there are gonna be many nights as such, do not live on the other side of Morningside Park, because there have been lots of reporting to muggings in that park. Yeah, at least I remember seeing them when I was a student.
Okay. And what about the lease agreement negotiation? Did you have any opportunity to negotiate lease, or is just pre de facto what they tell you you sign off?
So we had so when you say agree on the lease and negotiate the lease, you mean the terms of the lease or the price?
Yeah. The terms of the lease
No.
and the price.
Gotcha. So luckily for us, we did not have to go to a broker, and we ended up finding this apartment where we spoke with the landlord directly. And what he ended up doing was, since we were international students, he wanted payment up front. And we just and we had one of our roommates, uncles, check out the apartment and the company. So once he did that, we just paid him the money up front and we signed the lease. We had no option to change any terms of the lease.
Okay. And what was the rental? And how big was the place that you guys took? Was it a 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom, or what?
We ended up getting a 4-bedroom apartment with 2 bathrooms.
A
And we ended
4-bedroom
up
apartment.
paying 4-bedroom. There were 4 of us.
Okay.
So 4-bedroom, 2 bath, 1 kitchen, and 1 hall. And essentially, we ended up paying about, I guess, in the first year we ended up paying $4,000. So that was like $1,000 per person.
And you paid for the first 9 months, so you paid $36,000 up front?
We paid for the first 12 months, so we paid $40,000 up front plus 1 month's rent, so that was $44,000. So per person, I guess we paid a lot of money. No, wait, what's that? 36,000. Yeah, you're right, 39,000. I got.
All right. And then what about, so you basically, it was $1,000 a month, so $12,000 per person plus...
$13,000 per person. The reason why I said I'm not sure is because I think 2 or 3 of us ended up paying upfront, and then 1 person was paying monthly. But don't quote me on that. But usually, I think what landlords would expect, considering that they don't have a credit history, is pay an X number of months upfront, whether they take 3 months, 9 months, 6 months, and the rest you can pay monthly.
The rent was, the rent was $1,000 a month. that he paid for a 1 bedroom, his own personal room, where they had a 4 bedroom apartment with 2 baths, and they paid a total of $4,000, which is quite reasonable as a whole. So I think he got a very good deal in terms of getting an apartment. Just keep in mind that if you go through a broker, you end up paying 1 month's worth of rent to the broker. Okay. Commenting on expenses. How much did your monthly expenses be?
So let me break it down for you. So essentially, we had utilities that we had to pay for, food, and books and other school expenses that you can't really avoid. So these were all the unavoidable expenses that each student will essentially end up paying. And then you had the
So what is the
unavoidable
range?
expenses. The rent would be about 1,000-1,200 for most people. Food would be, depending on how much you cook at home and how much you eat outside, I think you should be good within $200 to $300.
Okay.
And I would say for other stuff like rent, but for like electricity and your phone bills and stuff like that would be another $110 ish. So overall, I would, and then other books and stuff, the stuff that you can't rent from the library and you have to end up buying it, and other notes that you end up spending on another discretionary spending at $200. So I would say anywhere like $600-700 per month was my
So you would
spend.
say about $1,600 to $1,800 a month.
Correct. But
Okay.
but I know people who push that budget and live really efficiently. So you could push that to like $500 per month, and you can probably get a small apartment for like $1,000 per room. So that should be $1,500 if you're pushing it.